Hey everybody, this is Jason Ostrowski, and welcome to another edition of the Everything Real Estate Podcast. I took a hiatus for a couple of weeks. I was on vacation and out of the country, but we are back today, and I cannot believe that it is already October. And since it's October, that means we're entering the last quarter of the year, and my question to you is, are you gearing up for 2023? What are you doing to get ready for the new year ahead, to finish strong this last quarter? Are you working on your marketing plan? Are you working on your business plan for 2023? Now is the time to start thinking about doing these things. And today we are going to make your life easier using a company tool that I absolutely love, Marketing Concierge, and I have two guests on today. Sara Nye, the manager of our Marketing Concierge program, and Kelly Link out of our Macungie office. She's also a regional trainer with the company and loves Marketing Concierge. And we're going to talk about 5 ways to streamline your business using Marketing Concierge. And if you're familiar with Marketing Concierge, that's great. If you haven't even heard of it, this podcast is definitely for you. But you will take away some great action items that you can employ in your business using that program. It will make your life easier and your business better. So let's get right into it with Sara and Kelly, and we'll pick it up on the other side. On the podcast today, I have Kelly and Sara, and we are going to talk about something that's extremely relevant for your business today that some of you may not even know about, and that is Marketing Concierge. So since we're here to talk about Marketing Concierge, we thought we would focus on 5 things that you can do right now today with Marketing Concierge to streamline your business. And I want to start off by saying that there is a ton that you can do with Marketing Concierge. Like, you can really hit all different avenues with this. This is very beneficial to your business. But today, for timing's sake, we're just going to start with 5 concrete ideas that we can give you to start off and employ in your business and make sure that you get off on the right foot for 2023 as well as the remainder of this year. So let's start off with a brief overview. Sara, if you wouldn't mind, let's just, for the agents who don't know about Marketing Concierge, what it does, or even those who may have heard of it, but maybe they just don't kind of wrap their brain around the concept. Let's start with, what is Marketing Concierge and how can it benefit the agents out there?
Sure. Yeah. So Marketing Concierge is a program that now, is offered in all of our regions company-wide, and it is different than Listing Concierge. I want to make sure that people understand the difference because it's 2 different great programs. Marketing Concierge is, you're actually going to be matched with a Marketing Concierge in your region, so you get personalized service to help with marketing yourself and the property. So it's really, attacking your brand and helping with some listing promotion. Of course, Listing Concierge is different because that's really, helping to promote a property, a listing. That's a very focused marketing effort. Marketing Concierge can help with really anything under the marketing umbrella, which is usually how I describe it. So anything that you need help with, custom graphic design piece, you have an ad and a bulletin that you need done, helping customize your agent website, email marketing, copywriting for various things, including listing descriptions or your bio if you need a spruced up bio. Lots of direct mail work. So it's pretty comprehensive. So really any kind of marketing project you can think of, run it by your Marketing Concierge, and there's usually a way we can help.
And Kelly, do you want to add anything to that? Because you're out in the field, you see the usefulness of this tool, and you talk with agents all the time. So what are they expecting from Marketing Concierge?
Well, I think first and foremost, you're right in that a lot of agents are just unsure of what it is. So the fact that first they need to know what it is, and they're also, I run into with teaching agents who they just kind of get so frustrated with our tools, and there's so many and they're overwhelmed. Well, we now have a simple solution for that. And that is Marketing Concierge. Reach out. That's what they're there for, to help you. So it's a tremendous program and a tremendous benefit.
And I know for me personally, just a real world kind of example of what I use Marketing Concierge for. So my regional person or my person that is in our area that I use, AJ, shout out to AJ here. She has helped me with my listing presentation and putting together custom slides in my digital presentation for me that I just don't have time to sit there and do, right? Or she may help me with my testimonials online and putting them different places for me, right? So there are things that you can do from a low cost perspective, take advantage of the people that are there to help you. And like we talk about, we're going to streamline your business today. So the first of the 5 that I want to talk about, concrete items that you can use starting today, is reoccurring items that you may use in your business. And we wanted to focus on them because these are things that are recurring, right? These are things that can help you on a monthly basis that you can set and forget to help your business. So the first one of those things is an e-newsletter. And I want to start with that. Kelly, let's start with the e-newsletter that Marketing Concierge can put together and just how easy that is to do, number one. And number two, you're touching your sphere of influence every month. So why wouldn't you do that, right?
That is correct. I mean, and that is what's most important in this business. You know, your contacts are your business. So you have to reach out to them. And a newsletter, a monthly newsletter is just such a nice way to do it. People like getting it. You will see the opens, that people are reading it. And a Marketing Concierge makes that process super, super easy for you. You know, you don't have to spend 4 hours that day putting and finding things that you want to put in your newsletter. The concierge streamlines that process.
From my standpoint, and from a lot of agents' standpoint, is that, like you had mentioned before, it's the time to put it together, right? That is daunting to agents. If you can have somebody do that on your behalf and make sure that it gets out every month to where it needs to go, think about the ROI on that, right? The return on investment. For very little marketing dollar, you are possibly getting, multiple leads a year because you're consistent with your e-newsletter. That is a very big thing. Sara, do you want to touch on that at all?
Yeah. So I love the idea of recurring tasks, recurring marketing tasks. Consistency is so important with your marketing. You don't want to do something once and then never again. No one's going to remember that effort. Consistency and repetition is really important and key to keeping top of mind with your sphere and with your clients. So email marketing is a great one, partially because everyone is on their email all the time. And it's really low cost. So you might be paying for your Marketing Concierge time to put it together, but the tool itself is free. So it's a low cost way to keep in touch with people. And again, you're getting a personalized newsletter. So I have, tons of clients that I do this for. What I do when we start is have a meeting with them about what kind of content do they want in this, kind of top level. Do you want it to be all real estate? Do you want it to be all lifestyle and stuff that's happening in your area? Do you want it to be a mix? What kind of stuff do they want in their newsletter in general? And then I take that recipe, so to speak, and then do that every month. And I'll send it to them to review. If we need to tweak some things, we tweak some things, and then I send it out for them. So the time investment on the agent side is just way less because we've already talked about the recipe. I do it for them so they can do other things, focus on other areas of their business. And all they have to do is review it, approve it, and then it's sent out.
I do feel like this is like the low hanging fruit, right? This is the stuff that if you don't have this already, you're not doing a newsletter, please take advantage of it. It is probably the easiest thing that you can do on this list. And it's simple, goes out every month, and it's effective. All right. So moving on. Number 2, we're going to talk about using Marketing Concierge to do direct mailing or direct marketing, say, of a listing. Agents may not know that every time that you have a listing or every time that you sell something, you get 25 free postcards with the company. That could be a just listed. It could be a just sold. You can even bank those cards. You can set them aside to do a mailer at a later date to hit a neighborhood that you really want to focus on. But you get those postcards for free. So, Sara, why don't we talk with you first about what Marketing Concierge can do to help in that regard?
Sure. Yeah. So with the just listed, just sold cards, again, it doesn't take very long, but the prospect of spending that time often just makes agents not do it. So it's just a great thing to hand off to your marketing concierge. And if you can send an email saying, hey, this just sold, here are the details. Can you get it out for me? I want 50 to go to this, radius around this listing. And that's really all you need to do. And then again, your marketing concierge will prep it for you, send it to you to review. You give it the okay, they send it out. So it's, again, really very easy. Not much heavy lifting there on the agent side. And different, additional value that we can offer that is that we can do a custom design for you. We don't have to rely on just the existing templates in Express Docs. We can design something that's leveraging your brand a little bit more and upload that into Express Docs and send that out on your behalf. So it's not just sending them out. We can also do custom look for you.
Yeah, I think that's excellent. Kelly, do you want to add on top of that? I'm sure that you're using this program. So how do you go about using that on a day-to-day basis?
As many wonderful things as they do, this might be my favorite thing they do. And mostly because I kind of would forget to do this. I would even forget to bank my cards. And it's so nice that you can just say, hey, it's sold, it's settled, or I just listed. Will you take care of this for me? You just don't have to remember to do it. All you have to do is say, hey, when this is going on, will you take care of it? And I love the personalization idea. I haven't done that, but that's next now that Sarah's discussing it, because it really will keep it branded to you.
From my personal standpoint, I'm big on banking the cards personally. All right. So in fact, I think I have an ungodly amount of bank cards right now. And I do have a plan. I want to say that I'm just not sitting around accumulating cards for the sake of accumulating cards. I do have neighborhoods that I have picked out. And again, I'm like you, Kelly, Sarah, I may be reaching out to you to do a little more personalization with that. Because again, I do feel like there are many ways that we can market ourselves, right? And we have to do a combination of things in order to get the best lead gen that we could possibly get out of it. Farming is a tried and true thing. It's something that we all should be doing consistently. I think that's the thing that I keep coming back to, is that this gives you the opportunity to do things consistently that you don't have to kind of be in charge of, right? You can hand that off to somebody else and they will make sure that it gets out consistently for you. So you don't need to do that, and you can focus on other things in your business. And going into number 3, now we gave you 2 really good, easy things that you can do. Now, number 3 on my list is probably, well, they're all important, but it all starts with number 3. So maybe number 3 should have been number 1 to start off with. Maybe that's poor planning on my part. But I talked about this in a previous podcast. I did this for the first time this year, and it has helped my business tremendously. And that is having a separate marketing plan from your business plan. So we are going into quarter number 4 right now. All of you should be thinking about the year ahead, right? What do you want to work on marketing wise in the year ahead? What do you want to get out on a quarterly basis, on a monthly basis? How are you going to market to your clients? And do you put a plan together to make sure that you're staying on task? And Marketing Concierge can help you do that. So Sarah, why don't we talk about the marketing planning that you can help out with?
Sure. So this is a great time of year to do it. And what I normally do is I have a template that I use, and I will walk someone through kind of the larger categories and then the subcategories under those categories. And we'll talk about like what possible things we could do in those categories. So, larger print marketing category, larger digital marketing category, and then tons of subcategories in those, just so they get a kind of a zoomed out view of what is possible. And maybe some of those things are, for the future to grow into. Maybe someone is ready for a billboard, but it's still on the list because maybe that plants the seed that's something they want to work towards and want to do in the future. So we can actually have a plan of like, okay, well, I wasn't doing any email marketing this year, so I'm going to put this in the list. I'm going to do that in 2023. and this is how we're going to do it. I want to do a monthly newsletter, and I'm going to have you do it. And, that's settled. So we can help you kind of think through that top level planning a little bit. And it's nice to just have someone to bounce those ideas off of. You might meet with your manager or your coach to talk about, business plan as a whole, but I think it is good to have a separate meeting just to talk about the marketing arm of that.
Kelly, do you want to add to that?
I think, the reason it's so helpful is that there are different theories on how many times you need to, quote unquote, touch your sphere of influence. And if you put a marketing plan together, you can make sure that you are consistently, what a word we're overusing today, be touching them, whether it's with the newsletter, whether it's with the just listed, just sold, with any other marketing that the concierge will do for you, you can, all right, so I'm in touch with them monthly with the newsletter. Maybe every other month I want to, reach them by a different form of marketing, maybe some, market updates or what have you. So it's important to really plan that so that you are getting those amount of touches in there because it's coming back to you, many times.
The thing that I think that we as realtors maybe struggle with a lot is that a lot of us are very outgoing people, right? We're gregarious, we like to be around other people, we like to have conversations, but we're not the best planners. And knowing that I have that at my disposal to make sure that somebody else at least is on top of it goes a long way for our business, right? So we can be out there doing what we love to do. But I also love the fact that we can have a very detailed plan, because I think, the attention to detail that Sara can help you with, or somebody in Marketing Concierge can help you with. Maybe they think you think about what it is that you need to hit in terms of your business. Maybe they have a fresh idea that you haven't thought of. Well, I do an e-newsletter and I do the direct postcards, but maybe Sara had mentioned a billboard or something like that, something that they think of that can help to kind of, move your business along in a new direction that you haven't thought of already. So I love the idea of having an independent eye look at your marketing plan, just like your manager would help you with your business plan. So piggybacking off of number 3 leads me into number 4, and that is the personalization that you can do with Marketing Concierge. Because when it comes to marketing, there is no one size fits all, right? What works for me may not work for you, Kelly. What works for Kelly may not work with this agent, right? So one thing that Sara and Marketing Concierge can help you with is that customized marketing plan and personalization. So Kelly, why don't we start with you and talk about just, the personalization of things, and then Sara, I'll get into that with you as well.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot with personalization. You want to be genuine. Just, something, Jason, and you said it, but you would send out might look odd coming from me. And one of the examples I always use is when I first got into this, people would always send out those recipe cards, agents. You'd get recipe cards on every month. And I do not go in the kitchen if I don't have to. So me sending a recipe card to my contacts is just hilarious. They would actually wonder who put that in the mail to them. So personalization is so key. And they can help you. I mean, you want to be genuine, even with the social media and your personality online. It's so key to be genuine. That's how people are getting to know you. And the Marketing Concierge, once again, steps in and they'll help you choose the right things and get on the right track.
I love that. Sara, do you want to add to that?
Definitely. Yeah, that's a key part of our program because there's one Marketing Concierge for every region. You get to actually build a relationship with that Marketing Concierge. They get to know you. And the more you work with them, the longer you work together, you really get a sense of what your agent is like. I would know that Kelly doesn't cook and doesn't care about that. So I wouldn't suggest a recipe card. So the relationship building aspect of this is a really key component. I love when I can actually get a request from an agent, and we've been working together for years, and I can actually honestly say, you know what, I don't think that's right for your business. And this is why, because I know them. They might have just heard that so-and-so's doing that. So they asked me like, hey, what do you think? The closer I get to them and the more I know them, the more honest I can be to, actually make that recommendation.
I feel like it's having your own publicist, right? Is kind of, they get to know you. They're out there putting you in the marketplace, and you want to portray, like Kelly had said, your authentic self, because that's what works. And I'm right there with you, Kelly. Like, you do not want me cooking you food. That is probably the last thing that you want in your life. So for me, a recipe card would probably be from like Chef Boyardee, and have at it, heat on high for 10 minutes and enjoy. So, all right. So before we get out of here, I want to talk about number 5. And number 5, to me, I harp on this constantly if you listen to the podcast. So I'm a little nervous right now because I know Sarah's gonna tell me something I probably don't want to hear in a little bit. But the last thing, number 5, is Marketing Concierge can help you with your presence online and do an individual audit of your business to make sure that all your profiles are up to date. They are where they need to be. How are you showing online? You may go online and say, I'm fine, right? But it's always good to have an independent third party really give you an honest assessment about where you are. So, Sarah, this is kind of a loaded question for you now. I can see you smiling. Number 1, can you help agents do that? And number 2, what bad news are you going to break to me about my online presence right now?
It's not terrible, but I did do a quick web audit. Again, not as in detail as I would do if I were doing a real one, but I wanted to see what your presence is like. So I have some recommendations. So this is just a great teaser of what we can find. You might not go through it with a fine-tooth comb, but we do. So things we're looking for in this is really everywhere you are online, not just your website, not just your social media accounts, also any third-party accounts like Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, other random ones that honestly I've never heard of. We Google you and we really try to get a comprehensive view of what's going on out there. Some people have Yelp profiles that were set up years ago and they didn't even know that. I think new agents don't have those now, but agents who've been around for longer just had like an automatic one set up years ago. They don't know that, so that's a question of, well, do we delete that because you're not really using it, or do you have reviews on there? If so, then we'll keep it. And again, that kind of goes back to our personalization discussion, because that's going to be different for everyone. So we're really looking for, where are you online and how can we make it the most complete, the most cohesive presence possible. And you want to make sure that no matter where someone finds you, no matter where they land, that they're getting the same information and they're getting complete information. The thing I hate is broken links, because it's such low-hanging fruit. It's so simple, but you don't want someone landing on a profile and then your website link doesn't work. Maybe they stop there and they're just, well, that link's broken. Now on to the next agent that I'm researching. You never want to be in that position. So, Jason, here's some things that I found. Are you ready for me to air your dirty laundry?
I gotta say, I do. Before you get started, now I do have to say, and this is good. This is why we're doing this. Is that I thought I was pretty good online. Okay, but I can just see the glee in your face to be able to tell me that something is wrong somewhere. All right, so hit me with it. Let's go into it.
It's really not too bad. I do just love finding these things. No, your presence is good. So I just have some small things that I think do still matter. All right, here we go. So on LinkedIn, there's got to be something in your settings, because we are not yet connected on LinkedIn. So your headshot isn't showing up. for me.
That's weird.
I know you must have a headshot in the avatar area.
Absolutely. Okay.
Because you have your cover image, I can see that, but I can't see the avatar. And I think that's a settings thing. Because of course, if someone is just Googling you, you're not going to be connected on LinkedIn, right? If a prospective customer is Googling you. So there's got to be some like public, private settings not turned on.
That's great to know. I had no idea. So that is great to know. Okay.
I was like, I know he put his headshot here because it's everywhere else.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. On your Zillow profile, the Twitter link is broken. Oh no, broken link.
I know. You know what? I will say guilty as charged on that one because I tend to focus on Facebook, Instagram. I rarely go on Twitter. So I have not, I feel like Twitter is too much for me a lot of times. Reading the comments on Twitter almost makes you lose faith in humanity sometimes. So I rarely go on Twitter, but point taken. I will update that as well.
Totally fair. So my recommendation there would be either fix it or delete it. So if you're not really using Twitter, then maybe take that link off of your other profiles, because why would you drive traffic to it if it's a channel you're not really using?
Well said. Yep, absolutely.
So the other thing is Twitter. Again, you can take it or leave it if you're not really using it. The Twitter cover, the background image, I would make it match your other profiles. You have your Let's Move image that's kind of everywhere else. So if you did want to update that just to make it match, even though you're not really using Twitter, I would say that. In YouTube, there's a way to add links to your social channels in the cover area. Okay. And right now they're not showing up. So again, it's just making things more prominent so people might click on them.
Okay. Oh, well, I take that as pretty good news. I thought you were going to come with like the big guns and kind of really shoot me down, you know? I will say I kind of look at my Twitter account right now as almost like my old Hotmail account. You know what I mean? Like I haven't been on there for like 15 years and I'm afraid of what's on there at that point, you know? Kelly, do you want to add anything to just the online audit and what you're kind of seeing out there with the agents that you deal with every day?
I do. Here's the thing. We always preach, pay attention to your posts and who's, which kind, what's getting the most likes, which leads right into this. And honestly, an audit by a third party, our Marketing Concierge, if you haven't taken anything else from this podcast, if you don't, when you're done listening, if you don't get into ACE and fill out the form and request your 30-minute free meeting with a Marketing Concierge to at least have them do a social media or the online presence audit, I mean, you are missing an absolutely tremendous opportunity to really take your business to the next level. So I can't express it enough.
Yeah. And I think it is one of those places that is so important to what we do nowadays. I mean, I can't tell you how many calls I get a year because somebody has Googled me. I am signing listing paperwork tomorrow with somebody who found me because they Googled me, right? And I got 4 sales this year from an agent that is out of the area that just Googled me, right? It led to 4 sales for my career this year. And so that's so important for you. And I'm kind of shocked, actually, Sara, with the LinkedIn thing, because I had no idea that my profile picture is not showing up for you. And so that's something that I need to look into right away because from what I can see, it's there. And so for it not to be there for you, that's definitely something I need to know. And that's value right there to know that, to have an independent eye look at it and make sure that everything is where it needs to be. All right. So I had mentioned earlier, I want to make sure that if you are interested in Marketing Concierge, reaching out to your regional representative or to Sara. Sara, where can they find you and how best to reach out to Marketing Concierge?
Absolutely. So you can actually search for Marketing Concierge in ACE. So in the search bar within ACE. And it'll come up in the search results. We have our own Google site with information about the program. and you're going to scroll until you see the contact area. You can actually contact your region's marketing concierge directly, and then they will get back to you to find a time to start working together. So it actually has the contact info right on there. And what will happen is you'll get to book that free 30-minute initial consultation, so you can get to know each other. They can start recommending some places to start. And then moving forward, it's all a fee-for-service model, the same hourly rate for no matter what you do. And I'll tell you, it's way cheaper than you would get any kind of outside independent contractor. It's a great value, and it's a really great service.
It really is. And Kelly, do you want to add any last words of wisdom before we get out here about the program? I know that you are a big proponent of this. You are a big fan of Marketing Concierge. So what else would you like to say before we get out of here?
Thanks, Jason. I really just think that the Fox Roach offers so much for us. And if you aren't taking advantage, you can no longer use as the excuse, well, I just didn't have time, or there's too much for me to look at. Talk to a marketing concierge. They're going to take that off your plate. Then you will have had no excuse for not moving your marketing up to the next level.
It is so true. And I think that from my perspective, the last thing that I will say is that, I've been with the company. I've been fortunate enough to work my whole career for Fox Roach. And I will tell you, from the time that I started to where we are now, we offer such great programs that can help your business. And like you said, Kelly, there is no excuse. You can take advantage of these things. You just have to set aside a little time to set these things up. And then it takes care of it for you. You don't have to worry about these things anymore. And so I know at a bare minimum, if I get up that day and I'm feeling really, really lazy, I know that I'm still marketing these things every month. I don't have to worry about it. Somebody else is on top of it for me. And I used to not be able to do that, right? So I think it makes our lives easier. Take advantage of it and make sure that you reach out to your marketing concierge rep. Okay. I thank you both for joining me. I think we gave people some great information. And for those of you who didn't know about the program, please take advantage of it like we talked about. Anyway, I hope to see both of you in person one day soon. Sara, it was great talking to you. Kelly, I'm sure I'll see you pretty soon. So both of you take care, and thank you for your time.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks. Have a good one.
That was the podcast this week. I hope you will take the information that you learned from the podcast today, employ it into your business, make your life easier, and use Marketing Concierge. Here are a couple of takeaways that I had from my conversation with Sara and Kelly today. Number one, take advantage of the easy stuff. Think about it this way. If you're doing an e-newsletter yourself, if you're sending out postcards yourself, if you're sending out mailers yourself, how much time and energy are you spending to do that when you could be focusing your talents in other places to gain more business? So employ Marketing Concierge to do the easy stuff. It's very low cost, very little time out of your day, and can help to give you that consistency that we all need in our business. Number two, and something that I didn't know about Marketing Concierge, is that they can work on a marketing plan with you. And not only a marketing plan, but they can make sure that it's incredibly in-depth to get the most bang for your buck out of your marketing dollar. It's well worth it to sit down with Sara or another regional rep for Marketing Concierge. Go over your marketing plan for 2023. It's well worth your time. It's a great value add to your business, and they can have an independent eye on maybe what you should be doing that you're not doing currently, and have somebody steer you in the right direction for your business in the year ahead. And last but not least, I absolutely love this one, is have them do an audit of your presence online. What are your profiles doing right now? What is your Google presence? How are you on social media? All these things are incredibly important to our business now. And, Sara, having done an audit of me very briefly, she found some things that I Had no idea were going on with some of my profiles. I went in and updated those things. So it's incredibly important to have a third party, an independent eye, do an audit of your online presence and see where you can improve. Well, that's it for the podcast this week. Thank you for joining me. We will be back in another couple of weeks with a new topic, a new guest. And as always, if you want to hear something that we haven't covered yet, please reach out to me, jason.ostrowski@foxroach.com. And if you haven't gone online, subscribed to the podcast, or given us a review yet, please do that. It helps us to reach more people. This is the last quarter of the year, so get out there and finish strong. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay selling, and I'll catch you on the next episode of the Everything Real Estate Podcast.